everyone, it's your girl Z from transvoicelessons.com, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to match pitch, how to never have problems singing in key again, and how it can help you in voice modification. Throughout my years teaching, I have heard numerous students say they are tone deaf. They can't carry a tune in a bucket, or they can't sing in key. However, that's almost never the case. Instead, it just means that a student has never learned how to match pitch, how to recognize pitch, and what pitch matching really is fundamentally about. Pitch recognition and pitch matching is fundamentally a skill. It is a skill that you can develop and get increasingly better at. That said, there is a very small percentage of the population which may present a neurological phenomenon called amusia, which is a pitch perception and musical memory disorder. However, the overwhelming majority of people just simply haven't learned how to match pitch. It's really strange to me that in our culture, we treat the ability to sing in key or match pitch as something that we should just all be born with. So if you are an individual who struggles with matching pitch, today we are going to take care of that. So let's get started. When we match pitch, there is an unmistakable and very powerful experience called unison. Let me show you what you're looking for, okay? I'm gonna start out of tune, not matched, and I'm gonna gradually move closer and closer to that unison. Listen carefully and observe what you hear. So what did that sound like? To me, it sounds like something's chaotic, and then it slows and slows and slows and slows until it just fuses. And that auditory fusion, that's what it means to match pitch. If you go to match pitch and it doesn't feel fused, you haven't matched pitch. That is the experience of unison. Learning to hear, experience, and identify unison is literally how you learn to match pitch. So to do this exercise, there's a couple steps. First off, you'll want to get a pitch drone. You can get that constant pitch from the samples I provided down below, or the link of the website I provided down below. Second, I would recommend using headphones, so put those on and play the sound back. Third, then start vocalizing. I would recommend using an M sound, and try and move your pitch up and down until you start to experience what you're hearing here. Ideally, once you find that unison, you should try to move above it and below it and try to return back to the unison. So that constant sound is called a drone, and what you're doing is you're simply tuning yourself to the drone and then working away from it and then back to it. So for those of you getting started, I would recommend a pitch anywhere between 160 to 220 hertz. That'll typically make sure that you're not accidentally going an octave below or an octave above. It's almost impossible to mistake the unison for anything else, but it can be mistaken sometimes for the octave, for the fifth, and the fourth. I have included a link to a pitch generator below if you'd like to use that. Also, I have attached a few links to my Google Drive, which will give you access to different static pitches in case you want to download them and put them on your phone. I strongly recommend using headphones for this at first. The effect is much more pronounced with headphones on. However, you can still get the same experience if you're listening through speakers or if you're in a car. I also really want to add that you should be imagining what the pitch sounds like inside your head. You should be imagining it and then turning it up really, really loud, and then trying to make your body match what you're hearing inside your mind. We use the pitch drone as an exercise to make it more obvious for us if we're succeeding in matching pitch or not, but ultimately matching pitch is a process of audiation, hearing the sound that we're trying to make before we make it. I would also recommend to try and sing against fans or air conditioners. Oftentimes things like bathroom fans act like drones, and you can actually practice singing unison and tuning different intervals against different fans or air conditioners. So definitely try that if you find yourself in a situation where you become more aware of this. Simply test and play with what it feels like to arrive at unison and then go away from unison. This process will literally train your brain to hear unison, and it will train your ability to recognize pitch so much. Not only that, it's actually really, really fun and enjoyable because it's an incredibly tactile and physical experience that you get to have. It's not like other things in voice where it's very obscure or very confusing. The sound literally pushes at you and demands that you match the pitch. And if you don't, you'll feel that very strong shaking until you manage to move your pitch into unison. When you go and listen to a symphony orchestra play that long note before they start playing, they're all tuning. The whole goal of that is that they're creating one static pitch and then they're trying to make that pitch as still as possible. And that's how the musicians know if they're in tune or not. Thing is, if you've never had this experience, you can't expect yourself to sing in tune. This experience is the foundation. It is the basis for what it means to be in tune, for what it means to match pitch, and what it means to perceive pitch. So by playing with this, it's going to create some really strong changes in the way that you perceive sound. Okay, so now I'm going to dance in and out of tune. See if you can hear when I'm in tune and when I am not. Those little wobbly sounds that are kind of like collisions that you can hear when I'm out of tune, those are called beats. And the goal of learning how to sing in tune is to try to reduce the speed of those beats until they don't exist at all. So when you're singing something that is beatless, you know that you're in tune. So why is matching pitch important for voice modification? Well, the ability to match pitch represents a lot more than just being able to do some silly pitch matching exercise. It represents the ability to distinctly hear pitch as its own element. It lets us interact with pitch in the most concrete, physical way possible. And ultimately, that helps us separate pitch from other elements that we may confuse it with. Oftentimes in voice modification, people confuse resonance and pitch. Well, being able to hear that unison, being able to match pitch, and developing your pitch discrimination makes it very hard to confuse resonance for pitch. Also, there are exercises that you can do where you work on changing your resonance against a drone, like what we were just doing, and that can help you separate your pitch from your resonance very easily. So developing pitch awareness allows you to critique and reflect on what your voice is doing much more easily. Also, singing becomes way more fun. Don't know how to match pitch? Singing kind of feels like you're just stabbing in the dark. But if you know how to match pitch, there's a very concrete thing that you're looking for. Further, learning how to interact with pitch in this way profoundly changes the way that you hear all sound moving forward. It will make you better at hearing resonance. It will make you better at hearing weight. It will make you better at hearing everything, not just pitch. So in summary, learning how to match pitch and learning how to hear pitch really isn't that difficult. Just turn on a pitch drone like the ones I've provided or the link I've provided you, and then simply try and find that experience of unison. Once you've found it, move away from it and back towards it in different ways, different speeds, and different amounts. And that will literally train you to always be able to sing in tune. Everyone should do this if they haven't done this, no matter how advanced of a vocalist you are, no matter how great a musician you are, or no matter how much of a beginner you are. Everyone should get this experience for themselves because it's profoundly exciting, it's profoundly fun, and it's profoundly beneficial. So that's all for this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to post down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this if you found it helpful or interesting. If you would like to support the work I'm doing on this channel and platform, please check us out at Patreon down below with the link provided. If you like music, don't forget to check out my music. Don't forget to follow me on social media. And otherwise, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye!